Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Ace Attorney Investigations. Hope that you guys are enjoying this series. Let's continue from where we left off right here. Let's do the next part here now. Sir, what is to become of the trial into Cadopian Embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Ha! Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Cadopian Embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circus has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus, right, sir. I grow weary of this topic, Edgeworth. I will have you assigned to a different case. Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. Sir, if I may please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for? I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Papa, who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I were competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree? If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue? In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It would be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca, see to it that I'm not disturbed, save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Francisca, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on. Yeah, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth. I know I didn't have enough information yet, so my first order of business will be to question anyone involved with this case. Oh, I gotta see this. There's a cop in the background. He's sleeping on the couch. Sir, nothing to report, sir. Is there no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions on the job? Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guard can have fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream. Actually, let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now. Oh, no. What's the matter, officer? I've been standing here forever, sir, and I really need to go to the bathroom. Why don't you just make a quick trip? The nearest one isn't that far, is it? No, it's a short way down the hall beyond these doors, but I don't want to be blamed for anything that might happen while I'm gone. So I'm gonna hold it. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe can be a positive influence on the force after all. What's this guy doing? I can't stop the water, sir. It seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much. Bunch of fools who pretended not to see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool. Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand? As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool's mouth is the thing that officer should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzler later. She seems to have quite the grudge. It sounds to me like someone wanted a drink. It's an incredibly detailed model, isn't it? I heard that it costs as much to make it as it is to cost to build the courthouse itself. What was the point of making such an expensive model? I felt the exact same way upon hearing it. It's so hard to understand such foolishness. Agreed. Wow, this thing is so incredibly detailed. My inner modeling fanboy is impressed. I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models, per se. but even I can sense the superb quality of this model. I simply cannot comprehend how that man can feel so much love for such a trifle. Oh, I see. You're a disciple of my father, so you would do well to guard yourself against interest in such unproductive things. Yes, perhaps I should take up, whipping people like the young lady over here. What's on this board? Miles Edgeworth. Yes? What is the meaning of this bulletin board? Why are there so few trials posted? It would appear that the entire week is devoted to Mr. Rel's trial. Is the crime rate really that low in this country? Or maybe the police lack the proper motivation to get out there and catch the criminals. I'm afraid I can't comment on that, however. I can say I have my doubts about the younger detectives. Sounds to me like they're in need of a stricter hand. And I'll start my discipline regimen with that pathetic, filthy-coated detective. I feel bad for the big guy, and yet I can find no suitable reason to stop her. Miss Yew? Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Francisca von Karma, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to. I guess that means that for now you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are. Well, why are you whipping me? Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you, eyebrows are scrunched with lines in your forehead. And that to ask of you. Well, what exactly is so funny? Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere. Apparently they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. Ahoo, I feel much better now. So what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. You were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time, up until we heard the gunshot. And the thing about this is she didn't arrive at the trial, I remember that too, when Edgeworth and Karma were waiting. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You were Detective Bad, why? We had a little something to discuss, that's all. Detective Bad. So I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad. Yeah, he was a detective in charge of the KG-8 incident. What? Detective Bad is also related to that incident. That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yew? The victim of that case, Cece Yew, was my little sister. She's probably looking at a picture of her sister in that. She's probably not actually doing makeup. Or she's trying to avoid the subject. You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine. Really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy. Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time they, Yatagarasu. That's how you pronounce it. Made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. Time of the murder. You claim that at the time of the murder you were with Detective Bad. But don't you lawyers usually discuss a trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Rell away. After that, Mr. Bad came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked. And what did you talk with Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some. Talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more. Ugh. Bloody. When she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred. So I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2. I see. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu. Is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that made off with the evidence from KG-8. I began to ask Mr. Rel all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up. He made it up. Mr. Rel's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras. But there is no footage of him sneaking into the Kodopian embassy itself. Hold on for just a second. Then you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer? And you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right. I see. So a defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals. That's why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us Von Karmas. I don't believe it, you're serious. Why don't you have that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG8 incident, alright? And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer. Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. I'm sorry, forgive my rashness. Well, here's the thing about this, if she actually admitted that she wasn't serious about defending, her client, then there could be serious consequences for that, and a mistrial could be called. But the fact that the guy's dead now, you can't really do anything about that. Yatagarasu. Miss Yew, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu. The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend him. Requests from companies. Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma? Francisca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully, you may be sued by... There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. That just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And, so in the end, what is a Yatagarasu? I have to say, I had never ever heard of this thief when I was in Germany. Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds just like another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way, too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now, thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yew is profiting nicely. I suppose I've got all I can out of Miss Yew. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Oh, I can actually enter the court here? Oh, I can actually go up here to where the judge sits. Oh, man. This is where Edgeworth usually stands. It's the defense attorney's bench. I'll probably be standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident hadn't happened. What are you thinking about? Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you're thinking. Well, I never. I'll have you know I don't have a single wrinkle upon my youthful brow. It's the witness stand. I'll make sure that each and every person that ever stands here will be found guilty. There are others besides the defendant that stand at this podium, you know. I don't care, just make sure you never end up standing at one of these. Or you'll be sorry. I'll keep that in mind. Any day now I'll be taking my rightful place behind this bench. By that time I should already be standing here. It'd be downright disgraceful if I beat you to it, wouldn't it? If that were to happen, Francisca, I'll eat my cravat. It's the viewing gallery. This is where the riffraffs sit when they come to watch. It's situated at the same height as the judge's bench. I wonder if that's to represent the intense scrutiny of each and every case from all sides. Miles Edgeworth, are you or you not man enough to stand up to all all those eyes. What sort of... Of course I'm man enough. See here, the judge's bench. I want to see this. This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top. I had a dream once that I was being squashed from above by this gavel. You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth. You have no idea how frightening it was. Oh, I just got a trophy? What? For examining all 3 benches, the prosecutors, the defense, and the judges, and the ace attorney. Oh, wow. There's a trophy for that. That's cool. Okay. Okay, let's talk to Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. Ouch! As am I. I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective. I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. I have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about, if you really are innocent, that is. That's right. Hey, pal, go and, do your perfect investigation, get the real killer for me, will you? I would have done so, even had you not requested me to, detective. Motive for the murder. So you and Mr. Faraday, had a small meeting last week, did you? And what exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because of my very first day as a detective. I reported in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to Criminal Affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of schools every year, I always wind up going to my old classroom. How pathetic for the detective to be comparable to a mere schoolchild. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Earlier at around 3:30, and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn. So I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty. Oh! Your words sting worse than your whip, pal. So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? That might be important. Detective Bad could have something to do with this. Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you were carrying on your personage. Ah! Wait! You can't do that! There's nothing of any particular value here. Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so, you know. And what is that open envelope I see sneaking out of your coat pocket? Oh, hands off, pal! Just show it to us already. Yo! Annual bonus check within $5 total, except there is no check inside. You've had your look, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. $5 bonus? I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. So that envelope is really special to me. Now give it back. You don't need rubbish like this, and don't worry. We'll throw it away for you later. How could you? Detective Gumshoe, it's a piece of evidence? I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he's become a suspect, there is one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I said you wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear from the horse's mouth. Gumshoe's annual bonus of $5 really had no money, on him until he cashed this, huh? Wonder why this is evidence. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. It's a bookshelf. What's this? Was it the judge's trial exchange log? It appears to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. The real daily lives of the judges are laid out here on these pages. There's nothing about, the court in here. It's just a page after page of unrelated dribble. Judging by the content, they are very enthusiastic about the courthouse daily menu. And it would appear that fried oysters are a favorite. I've no use for such foolish words from that foolish crowd. Someone please assure me that this is not the true state of this country's judiciary. Present, Detective Gumshoe's testimony. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? No mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway earlier. Is that also correct? Yup. Not even a single ant passed through that hallway while I was on duty. You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself. Huh? Oh. But it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys beyond what I could even imagine. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. Why would he do so given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Ah! You! Oh! That's Kay right there, young Kay. Oh, she just dropped something. How could you have not noticed that coming? Wasn't that the child I had changed money for earlier? It was. Thanks. That's exactly what I needed. Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. Swiss roll dropped by the mysterious young girl. Says courthouse special on it. Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might... I'm trying to find the best angle to keep the camera at. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe that's all that I need of this man. Now for Detective Bad and the judge. We have to confirm who is correct, the judge or that scruff face, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next. I suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francisca? Oh, there's the judge. September 10 District Court hallway. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Anytime, Detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. And also, for people wondering, the judge appears a lot in the Ace Attorney anime, and the voice that I'm making for the judge, that's actually how he sounds in the anime. And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Francisca Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor. I see. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by... bit my tongue. Are you alright, Your Honor? Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh! Very well then, I shall call you Mr. Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth's fine. Sir, now about your earlier testimony. Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. Alright. After all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out the detective's exact movements. Begin investigation. It doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area. I suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else. This window's been bugging me. I wasn't able to examine it last time. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. What's this? What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber. Piece of pink trash found on the windowsill of the hallway window, made of rubber. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there is a little, litterer running loose inside this courthouse, it's simply unforgivable. Back! It's not like it was I who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. Here. What is this? This trail? What is this? The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size. Well, if you want to carry the mighty Von Karma name and not be squashed under it, you better work extra hard just like these ants. The same goes for you, Francisco. Can look outside, however, I doubt the killer could have escaped through here. Of course not. This is the 3rd floor, after all. It appears the bars were installed on this too to prevent people from falling out. Bars? What bars? Can you not see them from your vantage point? What? I must remember not to bring up that taboo subject again. What's the matter? I pricked myself on one of these cactus needles. I didn't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Potted cactus sitting on the hallway windowsill its needles are dangerous. Oh, well then I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related. What is this? What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Oh, that detective. He claims not a single ant slipped by him. And yet here, it's a whole hill of them. God, what are you hitting me for? As a replacement for that pathetic detective. Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. The little girl was here. Miles Edgeworth, Kay was here. The courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times. It wasn't me that dropped food on the ground. The courthouse must be kept clean. Ants are pouring out of the hole in this bench as well. I wonder if the inside of this bench consists of nothing but ants. Don't you dare continue with that gross line of thought. Herc, I'm sorry. I didn't get everything here yet. Something I missed. Handprint, what's this? Some dirt on this bench. It smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there is someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame! Hold it! Calm down, Francisco. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be. Which means that perhaps we can lift the prints off the person who sullied this bench. I see, and then we'll know who the identity of our mystery slob. You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir, and do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Left on the hallway, dark smudge emits the scent of sweet sugar. And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. Okay, let's see if there's any other evidence in this. There are no signs that fire extinguisher was used in the crime. If you could already tell from a distance, then why are you wasting your time examining it? Francisco, let's not try to rush absolute genius. He's making a most ridiculous-looking face. That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would, tell a lie on purpose. I suppose. But to Von Karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight. Of course, at any rate, the poster seems to be of no use to us right now. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope, just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir. I guess we know all the players in this case then, huh? It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing something. I suspect that's what we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere. Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more. Is there no one working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living? $5. Wasn't Gumshoe, bonus $5? Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here. It would appear this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods. A vending machine that sells courtroom special goods. A few items are for sale. Orange juice, sweet rolls. Just lovely. What will they think of next? $8 for a ham sandwich. $9 for beef jerky. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. What kind of inflation is in the Ace Attorney world? Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these for $6. They're awfully overpriced. The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll the little girl dropped is from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. Stay neutral, or the Swiss do until the end with these. The end of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess. You can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in packs of 2 after all. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together. If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it. Don't let the prosecution and defense make a ham sandwich out of you. Sounds like it's directed at the ham of a judge. Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day. Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks, I see.
Objection!
Miles Edgeworth, wouldn't you agree that it's a very clever pun? Do you really think that they put that much effort into the product name? Even a foolish fool could understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. You're acting so foolishly that I got thoroughly mad, and am now utterly famished. If you want a pack of these, all you have to do is ask like a normal person. Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly is that supposed to mean? I bet it means that the milk is freshly, milked by various defendants on trial right now. No, I think it might mean that this was milked right here from the various defendants. Miles Edgeworth, you can't possibly be serious. Of course not. $9 orange juice. My god, this courtroom vending machine. When it's looking bad, blind your opposition with some OJ. Are they promoting violence? Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anybody following this advice won't be for long. Compared to the sting of a whip, the sting of orange juice may not be so bad. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. A hot dog vending machine. It's the first time I've heard something like that. It looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest. And the winner was Prosecutor Winston Payne? What a pathetic slogan. No presents at all. Now, if it was up to me, it would read, now, Winston Payne is a really incompetent prosecutor. He's appeared as an opponent in several Ace Attorney games. He also appeared in Apollo Justice. If you leave matters in Von Karma's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty dogs.
Objection!
Overruled. Okay, let's talk to the judge now. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder?
Do you suspect me of something?
No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor.
Very well. You may continue with your testimony.
Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after.
Oh, I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony.
I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. Time of the murder.
Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. If you go take a look for the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. When I was going into the restroom, that Detective Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines, buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore.
Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally.
Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off.
Oh! Apparently this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. The restroom window, huh? I think I can already picture what happened. I wonder if you can really see the men's bathroom window from, that one there. Here's what I think happened. Remember that, that forensics expert? The forensics expert said that there was a $5 note underneath the machine, and the judge said that when he looked, he didn't see anybody. What I think happened is Gumshoe probably dropped that $5 bill from his bonus. He was trying to put it in the vending machine. He dropped it fell underneath the vending machine, and then he crouched to try to get it out of the vending machine. And then the judge looked, and because of the height of the window, he couldn't see him. That's at least what I think. You can. I'm looking at it right now. I demand that you show me this view at once. I suspect that her height is what's limiting her ability to see. That's probably all I'm going to find out from His Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now?
Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor.
Oh, anytime, Mr. Edgeworth, anytime.
The judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Okay, let's talk to Detective Bad. Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about. Hey, how about doing some actual work, Yew? I wish to inquire into Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself, plus I still hold investigative authority. Pish. Detective Gumshoe. So I hear you were the one who called for Detective Gumshoe to come down here. Faraday. That guy was just accused, you know. I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instinct told me. A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect one lone prosecutor.
Hold it!
Francisca, I think you need to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard against Detective Bad? Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into Yew. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. And around what time did all that take place? Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. And after giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once. Oh, and how can you make such a claim? One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't. If the detective never left the hallway, then where did he disappear off to? That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2 just as I suspected. You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe. It would seem that I'm still missing some key piece of information. The gunshot. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah. I heard it when I was in the defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? I grabbed the big lug, who was just walking around in the hall, and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies. In that order. That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right? Yeah, I guess it does, little miss. I'm about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else! You wave that thing around anymore. And I'll have you arrested for obstruction. Little miss. You wouldn't dare! Haha. Just joking. Her! Detective Bat is really something if he can make Francisca behave. Are we about done? Is there anything else I should ask him about? Time he heard the gunshot. Place he heard the gunshot. Situation around the gunshot. We asked him the time already. We heard it from lobby number 2. Let's ask about the situation around the gunshot. I'd like to know a little more about the circumstances under which you heard the gunshot. Like I said, I was in lobby number 1 of you. I have nothing else to add. Well, his testimony certainly corroborates what Miss Yew said. Miles, you already asked him about that, remember? I suppose I should ask him about something else. Is there anything else I should ask him about? Place he heard the gunshot. Detective Bat, where were you when you heard the gunshot? How many times are you going to ask that? I was in defendant lobby number 1 when I heard the gunshot. It's exactly the same as what he said earlier when I asked. Now, get out of here. You're getting in the way.
Hold it!
I'm not through questioning you yet. Is there anything else I should ask him about? Time you heard the gunshot. I'd like for you for telling me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again, I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him, or he'd be late. And just as I thought that, bang, the sound of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? He heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart. Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste. Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door doing nothing. I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather that he is keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bat, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a little bit longer? I don't have anything else to say. To the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place. Fine then. Be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles. You may no longer be willing to help us, however. May I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do as you like. Found on the floor under the bench, a haul of ants are attracted to their scent. Swiss roll crumb. Vending machine. A vending machine that sells courthouse special goods. Few sweet items are for sale. These two are connected. These bits of chocolate and cake, could they have not come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll? Why would a courthouse sell a thing like that? It may not seem like the right venue. However, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine. Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end with these. 2 for $6. Talk about expensive. Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside. The fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Left on the hallway bench, Detective Gumshoe apparently sat here as he ate a Swiss roll. Oh, how could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable. Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was Detective Gumshoe, who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction? Where? I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Deduce this. Swiss rolls. $5. Lily had no money on him until he cashed this. The envelope. This.
Eureka!
About Detective Gumshoe's finances. He said that until this morning, he didn't have even a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow. Kay gave him the $1. Kay dropped the Swiss roll. Yeah, Kay gave him the $1. Remember Edgeworth? Edgeworth had, she asked Edgeworth for $1 in change. Kay gave him that $1. Indeed. The detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is how? Swiss roll dropped by the mysterious young girl. It's priced at 2 for $6. Its needles are dangerous. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope, just the fingerprints. Okay. Are these two linked? No human can climb through these barred windows. The scent of flowers in the air. Piece of pink trash found on the windowsill of the hallway window, made of rubber. No. Damn. That pink rubber, substance, I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of a pop balloon. I suppose that's possible. And the balloon literally, got popped because of the cactus. The balloon probably got a little too close to her friend. The window's still cactus. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. I just know I've seen a pink balloon around. Found a window still of a hallway window. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here. Alright, well, I do too. Alright, Francisco, would you care to share what conclusions you've come to? Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know? We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead. It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins, almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. September 10, 5:15 p.m. District Court. Courtroom number 3. Your Honor, if I may add, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up.
Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect?
In a sense, I suppose you could say that. Even you, a judge, are nothing but a common witness before a Von Karma.
Silence in the courtroom. Silence, I say. Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred Von Karma. Mr. Genius Prosecutor, success. Manfred, you're a bit, you bit your tongue again, didn't you? As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want.
Very well. Then your testimony, if you please. What I saw at recess.
During the recess, I went to the restroom. There's a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. As I entered, I saw a detective buying something from the vending machines. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty, that sounds mighty suspicious to me.
Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm?
Oh! I'm so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. What I saw at recess.
During the recess, I went to the restroom.
Hold it!
Your Honor, why exactly did you pay a visit to the restroom, if I may ask?
Oh! Well, isn't it obvious? What else do you go to the restroom for? Or maybe, I knew it! You suspect me as some sort of tomfoolery, don't you?
Please stay calm, Your Honor. This is going to be much harder than I anticipated.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I need to think about things through with a level head. I'm just nervous because so much has happened today with this trial. Let's see, I announced a recess and a time for us to reconvene. But having done all that, I still wasn't able to go to the restroom right away.
And why couldn't you?
Mr. Faraday had been accused, so I had paperwork to process regarding a new prosecutor. Once I had finished that, I was finally able to make a mad dash to the restroom.
At least he stayed consistent on the going to the restroom part of his testimony.
There's a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway.
Hold it!
Your Honor, did you really go to the men's restroom?
What? What is the meaning of that statement?
I simply meant that perhaps you went to a restroom on a different floor.
I had to go for such a long time. It was all I could do to dash to the closest one to the courthouse room.
I suppose that's only natural given his circumstances.
I ran from the courtroom through this floor's main lobby and down the hallway. Once you enter, you can see there's a window just above the urinals. And it was from that window that you witnessed. Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor. Yes, exactly.
Your Honor, there's no need to yell. I can hear you just fine.
Oh, I guess I put a little too much into that last answer. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. As I entered, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines.
Hold it!
Are you sure that that person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor?
Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of his stature, even from as far away as the restroom.
Perhaps the balloon was in the way. Kay might have been the one with the balloon. Yeah, Kay was the one with the balloon.
Besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of hairstyle and big beige coat.
Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw.
Oh, what? Preposterous! My eyes are as sharp as can be, ready to see through lies to the truth. Although, recently, things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be.
Clearly his eyes are not the only thing that have been gone fuzzy.
But allow me to say, with all honor and dignity of a judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared.
Hold it!
He disappeared, but Your Honor, didn't you just say, I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines?
Well, why, yes, I did. The restroom window looks over the courtyard and right into the hallway. But just as I was about to exit, I took another look, and there was no one in sight. That led me to the only solution to this mystery. That detective must have gone to the crime scene. Lobby number 2 at that, point!
So he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard, did he?
A detective goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me.
Hold it!
Your Honor, I ask that you please remain calm.
No! I am perfectly calm.
You're being anything but perfectly calm. It appears his honor could not have been mistaken in what he saw. I suppose so, given his line of sight. However, Francisca, why don't you suppose our lines of sight are so different? If you're referring to my height... Can't you hold that whip for just a second? Now about his honor's testimony. I believe his line of sight to be an important factor. If it's that important, why don't you hurry up and tell him already? I will, but there's one more thing I need to do if I'm to correct his honor's testimony. I'm going to need to retrace Detective Gumshoe's movements. He was sitting on the bench, so he probably didn't see him. Which one would be the better one to use it on? Is it on this one or the next one? It's either on this one or the next statement, but...
Objection!
Oh, it's this one. Okay, good. I got it.
What was that finger, wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout, objection, while someone is giving testimony?
Ha! If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I never let an opportunity to shout objection pass me by. Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life. This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me.
What is that, Phil? How dare someone dirty the hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? The party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness.
If you must know, the uncouth Ben Sullier has already been placed under arrest thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor.
Oh, well that's good, but who was it?
We were able to discover something from the smudge on the bench. Namely, Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints.
Not happy with committing just murder? He had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Guilty!
Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true the detective is the one who made the mess on the bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to double murder.
What do you mean?
I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine, and then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench, and Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusion to be true.
Oh, but I still understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom?
Yeah, because he was sitting. Heh, it is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out of that window. Here. I knew I shouldn't have used her height as evidence. Basically, what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom.
Then...
It seems that you have made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window, yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight.
What?
You finally see, Your Honor. Your testimony has proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it!
What? Oh my god. Is there something of value that you'd like to say?
Yes, actually, there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he? That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right? What I saw, part 2.
I suppose it's possible you can see a seated person from the restroom window. However, that doesn't mean the detective was sitting there while I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. How is that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others.
Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time? I agree, before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words.
Speak! I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now.
Now that he mentions it right before we restarted trial, he did talk about that.
Oh, by the way, there was someone celebrating a birthday during the recess. I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, the other day with my grandson.
The funny thing about the judge is he talks about his grandchildren all the time. The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway, and whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. What I saw, part 2.
I suppose it's possible you can see a seated person from the restroom window.
Hold it!
In that case, do you concede that you were overconfident in your last testimony?
Oh, no, hold on there. I just said it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom this time. But you know something? I don't think you know when the prints you referenced were left on that bench, do you? Well, you have proven that it's possible the detective was sitting there. I still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left.
He's right. I have yet to prove when the fingerprints were left on that bench. While he feigns ignorance, His Honor has seen a lot of life. This judge, I mustn't underestimate him.
However, that doesn't mean the detective was sitting there when I looked.
Hold it!
As we established, you went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into the hallway?
After I called for a recess, I handled a change of a prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened. Yes, that sounds about right.
Just as I expected.
Well, what are you expecting? I demand to know what the all-knowing smile is for.
Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony.
Oh, all right, if you insist. Let's see. I looked into that hallway about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene.
I think I know what's... He heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. But, Detective Bad said it was like 30 minutes, right? That's what he said, it was 30 minutes. 20 minutes before reconvene. Very well, what did you do after that?
Let's see. I had to make some preparations, so I rushed straight back to the courtroom. I also had to track down a few pieces of paperwork for the various bailiffs.
So you rushed back to the courtroom despite having just heard a gunshot.
Well, at the time, I thought it was just the sound of a noise popper. I really couldn't think of any other explanation from someone having a birthday party. But now that this has happened...
I see. Thinking back, the judge did mention something to that effect when we reconvened.
Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about the probability, the most important detail.
Hold it!
If it's something that forgettable, I don't need to hear it.
Eek, but what? All I did was forget to mention it.
That sort of excuse may work on other people, but not on Avant Karma.
Oh! But it's such an important piece of testimony. Please give me a chance to present it.
I suppose I have no choice in the matter.
As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot.
Hold it!
Your Honor, about what you just said.
I know, I couldn't believe it myself, but bang! When the gunshot went out, and then I had a knee-jerk reaction, like this. It's like that, wait, quick,
Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me.
Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself, yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the hall. I should know, I looked. There was no one there!
The judge's emotion circuit appears to be struck on overreact. I believe that we finally found the flaw in his Honor's testimony. Yet, sadly, he's completely oblivious to it. But I guess I can't really expect him to be aware of it. Well, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and fill him in. At least that thing finally comes in handy. Indeed. Now let's see what happens when I present it to his Honor. It's this statement. About 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. Detective Bad said 30 minutes, but I don't see it here.
Objection!
It was Detective Bad's testimony, because Detective Bad said, "You're on."
I can allow you to make an objection.
What? What? But Detective Bad said it was 30 minutes, and he's saying 20 minutes. What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection.
Egads, I've been overruled.
Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste.
Well, what do you mean by that?
You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible.
Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred von
Instead of biting your tongue, why don't you bite... No.
Eek!
I see you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francisca. Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back. With your height, you need a stepladder or four to accomplish that.
Mr. Edgeworth. My ears are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears.
Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again.
What did you, just say?
Yep. So, reconvene. Reconvene is they were supposed to meet up again, but Detective Bad said it was right before the trial was supposed to start. Yeah, so reconvene, and the trial was supposed to start, so, oh no, I'm losing my track of thought here. Detective Bad said that it was, yes, he said specifically 30 minutes, and the judge said 20 minutes. Yes, 30 minutes before we were supposed to reconvene, or meet up again. But no, it's, yeah, you can't read it exactly. He heard the gunshot right before the trial was supposed to start again. And then the judge said, I looked into that hallway about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. Okay, so yeah, so basically here is Detective Bad is the one that's lying. The judge is not lying, it's Detective Bad who's lying. Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction?
That can't be!
Unfortunately, that is the truth.
But I heard it clear as day. Bang! The loud sound of a gunshot.
The sound of the gunshot would keep returning this point of contention. And that piece of evidence... Oh! It wasn't the sound of a gunshot. I know what it was the sound of. It was the sound of the balloon. The balloon popped. That's what he heard. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge really heard was. It was the balloon popping. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. The balloon piece. I just know I've seen this around. Found on a windowsill of a hallway window. Yeah, the balloon piece. This is what caused this.
Take that!
I found this object in the hallway earlier.
Well, what is that pink substance?
It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon.
I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record?
And you heard the evidence sound. Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony.
What?
Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now there is no guarantee the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. Therefore, you believe he must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Let me ask you something. Do you think that the gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot.
What manner of trickery is this?
That was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified. Care to elaborate how one ends something before it even begins?
Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this?
That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with courthouse. I want to trade these coins with you. Yes, it was K. That's it. That balloon that girl's holding. It explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy.
Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do?
You should know you're a judge.
What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released.
Wait. There are still a few things that I've yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe.
But why? I thought we just cleared his name.
Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway.
Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom.
I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. September 10. Okay, courtroom number 3. What is it now?
Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it.
I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe. No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that.
No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in my judgment on my part.
Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime.
I guess so. What are you guys talking about?
In any case, I'd like you to testify to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony...
Ew!
My whip will object loud and clear. If you are found to be lying, you will be held back indefinitely, understood?
I gotcha, pal.
So, the little girl gave him the dollar. That's basically what happened. And he didn't want to admit that she was in the hallway. That's probably what it was about. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and Judge's testimony, it's obvious Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. While I was on duty,
I came down here to the courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time. On my honor as a detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal.
he's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change that melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him. While I was on duty.
I came down here to this courtroom on Detective Bad's orders.
Hold it!
So was it really Detective Bad who called you down here?
You bet it was, pal. I was left in charge of the precinct while everyone was out, and this call comes in. I want you down here in 1 minute flat, he said. Well, I thought this was my big chance, my first case, so I made a mad dash down here. Although, I couldn't exactly get here in a minute flat.
So how long did it take you?
About 10 minutes, I guess.
And what was Detective Bad doing when you finally made it?
He was waiting for me down on the first floor in the entranceway, pal. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2.
Hold it!
And by he, you mean...
Detective Bad, of course, and thus being my first time at this courthouse.
You know one thing I want to ask Gumshoe? One thing I'm really curious about that I really want to ask him? I want to ask him if he saw both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel alive in that room. That's what I would really like to ask him, if he knew they were still in there. Because they could have been killed right before then. That's entirely a possibility too. There might be something wrong with the autopsy report.
He also walked with me up to the third floor hallway in front of the defendant lobbies.
And did you meet anyone along the way?
Well, just as we entered the hallway, we ran to Miss Yew. When he heard from Miss Yew that Mr. Faraday was not to be interrupted, that's when Detective Bad told me to stand guard in the hallway, pal.
So far, Detective Gumshoe's testimony is matching up with Detective Bad's.
From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in the hallway the whole time.
Hold it!
You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, it is not a fact that you did something while you were in that hallway.
Of course I did something. I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal. What else?
Very well, then. And what exactly does guarding that door entail?
Well, to put it simply... Oh, I know. It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch.
Oh. Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door at lobby number 2? Is that really what you want to testify to the effect of?
You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered not to. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden?
Because we are all in shock and awe of your utter stupidity. Scruffy, if you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one. He went to the vending machine.
Ouch! But I'm not lying.
I should hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close.
And until I heard the gunshot, I didn't take a single step away from lobby number 2 door.
Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints this.
Objection!
I have an objection.
What is it, pal?
Detective Gumshoe, I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere.
Hey, it's one of those things, the courthouse special Swiss rolls. Am I right, pal?
Precisely. In that case, I suppose that you also recall the sullied hallway bench.
Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like that.
You inconsiderate slovenly pig.
Eek! I promise to clean up later, I swear.
Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of that door. If that really were the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls?
Fuck!
Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of the door, how did you manage to get that bench dirty with your grubby hands?
Yo!
It appears that Francisca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can.
Oh, alright. I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Okay. I'm sorry for lying. But that's all I'm sorry for. You got that because I'm not holding anything else back.
That last statement. It may sound like it makes sense. However, there is something I don't quite believe about it. Are you sure you're not withholding further information from us?
Huh? Oh, of course not. I've got nothing
Else to hide. He's hiding that Kay was in the hallway, the little girl.
Objection!
Oh, if only you knew that were true, Detective Gumshoe.
But it is true, pal. I swear there's nothing else.
Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you are aware of that piece of a pack of... Aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct?
Huh? Remind me again, pal?
That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for $6 a pack. And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right?
Oh.
Let me ask then, how did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation of that?
I told you I bought it for myself, pal. There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me. So there's no one who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You got some kind of proof there was someone else in the hallway, don't you?
Correct.
As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do?
Of course I do.
What? How?
What proof do I have that there must have been someone else in the hallway? The balloon. Balloon piece, this.
Take that!
What the heck is that? I knew you didn't really have anything. You prosecutors are all the same, always lying to people. You should stop, you know?
I refuse to be lectured by the likes of you, Detective. Wait. Miles, how long do you plan on being stung by this moronic... Wait a second. That was proof that somebody else was in the hallway, the balloon. If he was truly alone in that hallway, then this piece of evidence should not exist. The Swiss roll. Yeah, I guess this, then. It's a Swiss roll.
Take that!
Hey, you showed me not 2 seconds ago, pal.
I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rolls.
Wait, if you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it. You thief.
What? I would never do such a thing.
All you liars are the same. You start out as thieves, you're under arrest, pal.
I believe you meant to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, Detective? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone.
Oh.
There was 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them, but you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you?
No way, pal. You got it all wrong. I ate both of them.
It would appear that we've caught you at last.
Hey, don't you do anything bad to that girl.
It would appear that they do know each other after all. So why do you continue to come up behind me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow? I have a name and it's Kay. Kay what? Kay Faraday. Faraday. Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter? I'm not a you, I'm Kay. Kay. You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Especially not hard enough to leave a big nasty bruises like the way that you do. Well then, you shouldn't have put Grummy under arrest, mister. Or Gummy under arrest, mister. Gummy.
My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe.
What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong.
Kay.
It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Arr! Now then, Kay. Hiss. She's like a stray cat. I wonder if I should feed her something. Swiss roll?
Take that!
Okay, I promise to give you this if you calm down. Oh, a Swiss roll. It really belongs to you, doesn't it? Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy.
Oh my!
Your father. He's...
Oh, don't you say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking. About how he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't protect him.
Okay. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna... cry! It's alright. Let it all out. Your father just passed away, after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. And you know who killed his father? It was actually Von Karma who killed his father. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me. This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us. Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry? Ah, you're right. Sorry about that. Okay, here, how about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? No, my cravat! Don't blow your nose on that! I feel better now, thanks. Okay. Are you going to be alright? Yep, I'm already alright. Somehow, I highly doubt that. But I'm not going to, push it. I promised Daddy to never cry in front of strangers.
And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still going to keep all my promises. You're a very brave girl, Kay. You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry, just for you. Thank you very much, lady. Ha, it's nothing. I'm only telling the truth, after all. It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, so you see, you know, Francisca's kind of scummy at times, but she's not, you know, evil. It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francisca is sympathetic to, Kay's feelings. Your father. Kay, what kind of person was your father? Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people, in the world. So to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals. Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls. Oh. I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard. I see. And what have you been working hard on? I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. Promise notebook. May I take a look inside, Kay? Sure, okay. It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This old notebook just might come in handy later. Exchange diary between Mr. Faraday and Kay. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. Promise 1, never take things from a stranger. Promise 2, never go anywhere with a stranger. Promise 3, always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know. Promise 4, never cry in front of strangers. Promise 5, always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand. Daddy's job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules. Okay, be a good girl, and promise that you'll keep your promises to me, okay? Love, your daddy. I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay. So I'm a detective that catches the bad people, right? That makes me a hero too.
Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay?
What is with the two of them?
I hand down verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero too.
Yes, and thanks to your oh-so-heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that.
Gummy's not a bad man, okay? That poor judge, he's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kate. Yeah, we're friends. In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? Dick Gumshoe. So I take it that you ran to Detective Gumshoe earlier? Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway, staring really hard at the vending machines, so I said hi. And when was this? Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy. How long were the two of you together? We only talked for a little while, and then we went our own ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it.
Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right?
You got me.
I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister. Very well, then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later. Swiss roll. Were you the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay? Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. And I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one. Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when you came and asked me to change your money, correct? Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister. Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct? Well, that's why.
Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal.
Need to remind you that you're the one already under arrest.
Yo!
I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question. Sorry about your roughy thing. Yes, well now that's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay, I have a spare. So here you can have this one. But Daddy said, never take things from a stranger. It's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct? Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page. Never take anything from a stranger. Alright then, I'm not giving this to you, I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet. Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers. Now, Detective Gumshoe.
Uh-oh.
I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with Little Kay in that hallway.
Oh!
I told you to stop being mean to Gummy. Miles Edgeworth, there is still something you have yet to resolve. I beg your pardon? You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us. That's, well... Gummy, don't tell me you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay.
So that's why. So what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? You can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation. His reason for lying is very simple. What? Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay? He was lying for Kay. the promised notebook. Never go anywhere with a stranger.
Take that!
Mr. Faraday and Kay's promised notebook. How does this explain anything? If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay. What a fool's fool of a foolish reason for a fool.
Ew!
Gummy, you lied because of me, didn't you?
Because I'm your friend, Kay, that's why.
Gummy. At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now?
Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I've been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me.
But all the cash you had was $5, and that wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is $6, pack of Swiss rolls.
Yeah, but then like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up.
I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll, but I only had about $1 in coins. So he pooled my $5 and her $1 together, and bought a pack of Swiss rolls together. But I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said,
Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you won't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know?
he told me it'd be okay. And he gave me a whole roll to save and give to Daddy. Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate? Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together.
Yeah, we split the other roll and ate right there. Then, the sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal.
Anyway, Kay, I believe that this also belongs to you. Oh, that's from the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay. I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing, this one piece away. It was sitting high up on a windowsill where you couldn't see it. So this once I forgive you. But that balloon, I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll.
Oh, wow, now you really got me there, pal.
So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister. So you kicked me, is that it? You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister. It's alright, I'm perfectly unharmed. What about this Swiss roll? Would it be alright with you if I held on to it until Detective Gumshoe was cleared of all charges and free to go? Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay? Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders.
Objection!
Actually proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. Oh my god, what is her problem now? You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime. What do you mean? It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Yew. Who? Ha 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 ha! I'm getting lectured on manners. By a girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? How dare you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, what do we have here? What is a child doing here in a courthouse? Bailiff, please take this child away. Oh, Miss Callisto Yew, that girl is Mr. Faraday's. I know, so what? You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run with wild all around the crime scene? I think it's actually quite dangerous for her to speak nothing of getting underfoot. I suppose you're right, however. As long as we're in agreement on the point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct?
Yeah, but...
You see? Isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He is the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders. Alright. I have no counter-argument to that. Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest. She's really hell-bent on convicting Gumshoe. I wonder if she has something to do with this. But the investigation is far from over. Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard? I suppose it is. Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Oh, Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Haha, down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one. Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yew were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. Oh, and I guess it ends here. So yeah, it's Miss Yew and Detective Bad have something to do with this, definitely. Because why is she still here? Like, why exactly? You know, she was Mr. Rel's defense attorney, but why is she still walking around and hell-bent on getting Gumshoe, convicted? It's, either her or Detective Bad or both of them. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.